Good morning. Having my morning tea and chaser. Just gonna wait till somebody gets out here before I start talking. Oh, we got a vehicle at the house. Isn't that nice? The loneliest part of doing lives is just waiting for somebody to come in. You know, I don't need a lot. One person would be enough for me. Quiet. The dogs are getting ready to bark. Stop it. Man, it's dead out here this morning. Yeah, somebody behind my fence here. Well, this was a mistake, huh? This is some good shit, Arizona. Love this stuff. Can't drink Mountain Dew anymore. They should just change it to diabetes in a can. The Mountain Dew, that is. Oh, this stuff is what? 27% or something like that? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Wow, nobody. It's embarrassing. 2 full minutes and nobody shows up. Oh. It's funny, though. Yeah, not every time you're out here can be a banger, you know? Sometimes you get some dull days. I mean, it is what, Thursday? Thursday morning? 10 o'clock in the morning here, which makes it basically 9 o'clock and even earlier in some places, like out in California. Well, according to this, there's one person out here now. Do you care to tell me who you are, or are you just lurking? I don't care. Just curious. Okay. Oh, what I wanted to talk about. Oh, now I got 2 people out here. Phenomenal. What I wanted to touch on was this idiot in Minnesota who got shot. And it just cracks me up the amount of fucking libtards that are sticking up for this woman. How she did nothing wrong. She was murdered in cold blood for no reason whatsoever. And we all know that's not true. She tried to hit a federal officer with her car. And when you do that, you pretty much put a big bullseye on your back, you know? Unbelievable. Well, down to one person. You gonna tell me who you are? Or are you just gonna lurk? It's your choice. You can do what you want, man. I don't care. But it just back up to 2 people now. Look at me go. Got a big 2. Woo. But it cracks me up. I mean, I'm 64. Okay. And you would have never heard of anybody like this woman up in Minnesota. Back in the 60s and 70s, you would have never heard of anybody like that just going out and trying to run an officer over. It might have been a fluky thing. They might have been drunk or whatever. But it just, I guess the question is, what the hell's wrong with the world? What is wrong with it? What has happened to us as Americans? What has happened to this country? Why are we constantly having to listen to these retarded left wingers who they're like sovereign citizens. They just repeat the same script over and over and over. It's the same argument all the time. And when you ask for facts or something to lead you to their truth, they can never give you a source. It's always ends with a "fuck you, I'm not talking to you anymore," and they run off. I don't know. I think if I had a cause that I truly believed in, I would first back myself up with the information that I needed to prove my point, and I would keep it up here So if anybody did come by and wanted to give me shit, I could combat it, have a conversation with them. What's wrong with the world? What is wrong with this fucking world, man? We have neighbors hating neighbors. We have people hating people. I mean, it's affecting me too. I had a woman come to the door yesterday, but I was tipped off. Our county fire department, police department sends out notifications, and I got one yesterday morning about the infamous home. What you call it? Home evaluation, where she was supposed to look for mold and buildup and cracks in the foundation. So yesterday I get this woman. I know that they're out there. Okay, just so happened they picked my house, which was a mistake. But the girl comes to my door. She knocks on the door. I answer the door. My dogs are going ballistic. I know sounds like I'm a paranoid fool, but I always answer my door to people I don't know down here in Florida with my gun in my hand. I don't present it. It's behind the door. It's just there in case. And yesterday was an in case. She comes to the door. She had no name tag, no clipboard, no phone, nothing in her hands. She's wearing dirty clothes. She's got dirty hair. And she comes to the door and she's half-assed. I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment. To be honest, it is much worse now in the USA. Yeah, it is. We're really bad right now. But anyway, this girl, she tells me that she's here for a free home inspection. Now, keep in mind, I got the notification from Pasco County Sheriff's Office that these baboons are out there doing this. Okay, what the home inspection scam is, they get into your house, and then she somehow communicates with 2 other people or 3 other people that she's in the house, and they come kick your door in. Next, you know, you're on the floor with a bullet in your head or beat up real bad. That is why I answer my door with my gun in hand. Not because I'm a badass, because I don't want to be a dead ass. All right. So as she comes to the door, I say to her, you know, who are you? And she doesn't even tell me a name. Just says free home inspections. I said, what's the name of your company? Oh, it's Free Home Inspections. I said, so your name of your company is Free Home Inspections? No. Then what's the name of your company? Well, we're just doing free home inspections. So I look out the door past her a little ways, and maybe a half a block down the street, there are 2 very large gentlemen just standing in the road, kicking rocks, kind of looking around. And every now and then I notice they look up at her. She's trying to get in my house. She's trying like hell to get into my house. Oh, wait a minute. I got to read this comment. What was this? This live is an official LGBTQ verified safe space. No, it is not. No. I ain't gonna run off you people who are LGTB whatever, fuck plus whatever. I don't care. Live your fucking life. Leave me alone. I don't care. It's as simple as that. Oh, says it confirmed. Oh, well, let me tell you something. YouTube system notification. That is a bullshit channel if I've ever heard one. Biggie Smalls, good morning, sir. How are you? I just woke up and don't know if I should be nasty or normal. I guess I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But anyway, as I noticed these 2 boys down the end of the road, I said to her, I said, are those your friends? Now, she could look to the left or she could have looked to the right. She immediately looked right back at them and she goes, I don't know them. And then she pushes her way into the door. And I said, no. That's when the pew came out. Well, then she got all freaked out. She looked down the street, these guys, and gave them a look like, and they started coming. So I slammed the door. I shut the door, called the police right away. But they just walked right past my house. Came by a couple other times. Hey, Donna, DM, how are you, man? It's good to see you again. Yes, it's nice to be in Florida. I'm sitting outside. Well, I'm sitting in, for people up north, I'm sitting in the patio. For people down south, I'm sitting in the lanai. I don't know why they call it that, but they do down here. But anyway, back to the story. I shoo her out. I yell out to her that I'm calling the police. Oh, you're in Miami. Cool. And she flips me the bird. And I'm thinking, wow, if you're trying to get customers, that's a really weird way of doing it. You know, like I said, no ID, no formal presentation, no, hi, I'm from whatever company. I'm here to do a free home inspection if you'd like. None of that, just free home inspections today. Well, I'm not letting you in my house so you can rob me. Yeah, okay. I know there's people out here that are, oh my God, how could you be so cruel to them? Oh, she was just doing her job. No, she wasn't doing her job. She was trying to steal. And found out later on in the day that down the road, they did get somebody and they weren't caught. But I did turn my video of her over to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. So they know. Yeah, there's scammers everywhere, especially down here. I'm from Northern Illinois. I'm from just north of Chicago. And when I was in Chicago, I was a truck driver, and I got to learning real quick street smarts. And just so you don't get your ass kicked or listen for certain words when people are talking. Just stuff that you have to learn when you're on the road a lot. And I thought I had it all down pat, but man, I came down here, and I mean everybody, even grandmas, are out here trying to scam off of you. Was a story we just had out here in Pasco, maybe 2 weeks ago. A guy was sitting in his car at the beach, and a woman came up to him crying, "Oh, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing." And he says, "Well, I'll call the police." "No, no, no, I don't need the police. I just need you to give me a ride, please." So, like the fool that he was, he let her in his car. And guess what she pulls out? Boom, boom. She didn't shoot him. The guy was able to wrestle the gun away from her. But first off, why would you let a complete and total stranger into your vehicle, into your house? Why? I mean, since I've lived where I'm at now for 5 years. And I think in that 5 years, maybe twice a year, we get scammers and crackheads that walk up and down the street. And I leave my garage door open. I keep both of my motorcycles parked in there. I also have a Blackstone grill in there and a washer and a dryer. So they'll walk by, they'll see the garage door open, and you see that look of bing, here's some money. They want to take the Blackstone grill, which they don't realize is it's chained and they can't. So, but people like that I can handle. It's not a big deal. But this woman yesterday was just, I mean, unfucking believable. I mean, really, how bold and how stupid are you to walk up to a complete stranger's house and start feeding him bullshit and try to get into the house? I mean, there are people in this world who are stupid enough who will let them. What's this? This fine girl scammed me out of $200 and gave me some as that I don't. Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding that one, but basically you got scammed by a girl. Was she supposed to give you some kitty and she didn't? That's just life, dude. That's just life for men. Ain't you ever been to a bar at like 1:30 in the morning? It's crazy, man. Oh, wow. Back down to zero again. That's terrible. What are you gonna do? But what I really wanted to talk about was this girl who got shot in Minnesota. And what I don't understand is the libtards are out here on Facebook, YouTube, everything. She was an innocent victim. She was just innocent. She didn't get anything. Hey, Kelly. Kelly, is that what's this? I can't see. I don't have my glasses on here, so I'll be your mod. Okay. I generally don't run with them because I don't do this very often. But hey, man, how do I do that? I'll make you one right now. Can I do push here? Let me see. Here, there we go. Boom. There you go. Is it on your end? Oh. And Donna, I forgot about. Yeah, Donna, you're mine too. I forgot. Yeah, Donna. Oh, I got two. Wow, look at me go. I got two mods out here now. Woo! I feel important now. I don't really do this, man. I forgot, Donna, that you were on that list. I don't even know if there's anybody else. Be careful. I know. I trust you, Donna. I don't know the other person. They could be out here just to. But Kush Boy, the way it's spelled, I'm going to say I know what kind of. Never mind. I'll just catch all sorts of shit for that one. You're cool? Okay. I can say that too. It doesn't mean I am. What does your name Kush Boy mean? You talking about Zaza Kush? There's some people out here they turn everybody on their page as a moderator. Everyone. Oh, you do? Cool. Kush Boy. Yeah, says, okay. I can't argue with you then. Because I'm a partaker. But back to Miss Minnesota. They, excuse me, the way they're painting her as this virtual saint, like she is just driving her car, la da da, going to groceries, get the kid from school. Oh no, federal agent. Oh, he shot me in the face. That's how they're trying to spin the story. But I heard a very interesting fact today. One of her immediate family members said she should have never been there. She had no reason to be there. She was completely out of her realm. She wasn't even supposed to be in that part of town. So she went there looking for this, and now she's the fuck around, find out champion of 2026. I got some bad wax. Okay, I don't do wax, dude. I don't touch that stuff. I'm pretty much just this. This is all I do. And drink my tea. My Arizona tea. Which this stuff is actually good. So, Kush Boy, are you one of these guys who goes on the internet and tries to sell product? Yeah, he did pop her in the head. He gives a clean headshot, which I love how the libtards are saying that she was shot through the driver's side window. But if you look at the car, the bullet is directly in the windshield. So if she didn't try to run him over, how did he run around from the driver's side and hold his arm out like this to shoot her? No. Like I said, she fucked around and she found out. I feel bad that she's gone. I don't believe she should have gotten shot over it. But, oh, you're a working guy? Okay. His foot was stuck under. Yeah. But you notice how the Democratic media, they don't want to show you the tape that justifies his shooting. They only want to show it to you from the reverse angle where he's being blocked by the car and the other agent jumps out of the way. That's the one that they're saying, oh, he wasn't in any harm. He wasn't in it. And the other guy just went crazy. Like I said earlier, I don't know what's wrong with this country. What has happened to us, man? What has happened? There used to be a time when you were proud to be American. You had an American flag. Got one there. That's half American flag there and half Johnny Reb because that's my roots. I come from hillbilly stock. My grandparents were Mississippi. No, she was a white girl, Kush Boy. She was a white girl. She lived in the area. She just had no reason to be where she was at. She just wanted to be one of these social justice warriors going out, banging the gong, yelling how bad Trump is and how bad ICE agents are and how bad the world is and all because of Trump. They blamed everything on one man. But where were these people when Ashley Babbitt got shot? Where were they? They were nowhere to be found. Because, oh, Ashley Babbitt was a mega. We don't stick up for them. No, we only stick up for the retarded pieces of shit out here. Half these people are paid protest. Yes, they are. I saw one. I don't know if you're familiar with that girl, Caitlin Bennett, long blonde hair, kind of cute. She walks around colleges asking questions, kind of like a Charlie Kirk, but a little less effective. She had a guy threaten to punch her in the face. He was 57 years old, and he threatened to punch her in the face because she said, "What's your story?" That's all she said. What's your story? Can you tell me why? And he kept, just get away from me. I'm going to punch you in the face. I swear to God, I'm going to punch you. And he sounded really fruity. I'm going to punch you in the face. Mm. People who generally tell you what they're going to do to you don't do it. It's the people who don't tell you what they're going to do that do it. Just be very wary of who you stand toe-to-toe with, because you have no idea. You have no fucking idea what that other person is capable of doing or what they've done in the past. I mean, example, I have a relative who was of the biker descent. It's where I got my love for motorcycles and Harleys. He'd done some bad things in his life. He wasn't proud of them, but he did them. And as I was always explained to me, I didn't do this because I wanted to. I did this because I had to. Yeah, you're right, Kush Boy. Too much internet has ruined the world. Because okay, I have a daughter. She's 26. She works at a college. Okay, herself included. You ask these kids something stupid, like who was the first president of the United States? What do? They grab their fucking phone and they go right to Google, because they don't know. They can spit and repeat information. They can parrot shit left and right. Squawk, squawk, squawk. I read it on the internet. It's true. Squawk, squawk, squawk. I read it on the internet. Nobody does research for themselves anymore. My dog's over here licking her ass. Would you stop? And just so you guys see what my doggy looks like. There she is. Hey, come here. Look up here. Everybody wants to see your dumb ass. Go. There we go. There's the other one. They're my protectors. She's not going to cooperate with me right now. I swear these dogs, and we have 2 cats too. There's one sitting up in that cat tree right there. There's another one in that sack right there. But all of our animals are rescue animals. We got them. The dogs came from, the shepherd came from some people near Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. It was a Hispanic family. The 2 women there were gorgeous. They're just beautiful people. They didn't want to get rid of the dog. The one guy there wanted the dog gone. And I know a lot about dogs. And when I saw him walk into the room with this, which is now my dog, Harley, I wonder where she got that name from. But her name when she was with them was Lola. It's not a dog name. But when the guy walked in, the German Shepherd, you saw, immediately the ears went back, the head dropped, which tells me that the dog is afraid of him. And then I noticed that he had this crate for the size of a Schnauzer dog. And he tried to tell me that she sleeps in that every night. The dog couldn't fit in her, so he was jamming her in there and forcing her to stay in that crate. You have a broken dog when you put them in the car at the house they've lived with. You put them in the car, you start driving off, and they don't whimper, they don't cry, they just wag that tail like, thank you for liberating me, you got me out of here. And then my Rottweiler, her name was supposed to be Lady. Can you guess? She was owned by an old lady, and they had 2 very huge untrained Rottweilers in the house with her. She was 3 months old, and the old lady told me, she said, well, I don't potty train her. I just take her out every 3 hours. I set an alarm and get up every 3 hours and take her out. That's not training. That's nothing. That's bullshit. Dogs love constant. They love routine. Every day like the last. Every day like the last. That's what a dog likes. When you start fucking with their routine, you get a confused puppy. And if it's really at their young state of mind when they're puppies, it's hard to break them out of that. Now, one of her problems that she has, she's very food possessive. Not to me. I can, oh, you're in North Carolina? Cool. I'm down here in Pasco County. But if my shepherd goes up and she's chewing on a bone, the Rottie goes completely haywire. And that's the upbringing she was brought in, because she was a puppy, so she thinks everybody's going to steal her food. So what I did to break her of that was, when she would eat, I'd sit down, or I'd come in the room and I stick my hand in her bowl and just move it around, and she'd growl a couple times, and you correct them, not with a slap or a punch, or not, just a simple command, which a lot of people think it's silly. But the best command in the world for a dog, if you have a dog that's doing anything and you want it to stop, just say O-U-T, but. Not out, but out, like that. Because that's what the mother dog does to her puppies when she wants them to stop doing shit. She grabs them by the back of the fur, and they stop. Mine just looked up at me. I show people that, like, I went to a dog park one time. I told the lady, I was talking to her, I said, I can make every dog within earshot stop and look at me. And she, no, you can't. I said, yeah, I can. I did that. I yelled out, out. And every dog in that park stopped and looked at me. And she was like, how'd you do that? There's no secret to it. It's just common sense. Learn how to raise a dog. Learn how to talk to a dog. Dogs are easy. Dogs are creatures that love routine. If you get them into a good routine that you can like, and you can, be there for them at that time. The reason people have dogs that destroy is because, for one, they're left alone way too long. And if you have a single dog in your house and you leave it alone too long, it goes stir crazy. I have a dog behind my house right now. These assholes leave it all day long, and I'm surprised you don't hear it barking right now, but it's all it does is barks, 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 barks. Never stops, just barks, barks. They must have it in the house right now because it's not barking. So what's the weather like in North Carolina? You guys doing okay down there? I think he left. Oh, well. Oh, I'm getting those little emojis. People are giving me, oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you. Oops. I'm pushing buttons. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't really care for the internet. I'll use it. I'll do what I got to do. I like my YouTube channel, but my YouTube channel, I just put out nonsensical bullshit. I don't want to weigh the world down with more baggage. We have enough of it in the world as it is. We don't really need any more. And I just, it's nice in North Carolina. Cool. It's, God, I think it's 70 degrees here now. I think it's 70. I'm not sure. I can't see my thermometer from here. But I'm happy I live here. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't be able to do, yeah, you'll fill me in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't have glasses. I got really bad eyes. Yeah, I feel ya. Okay, but you said Phil. Yeah, I feel ya. But that's okay. That's quite all right, man. What is this? Oh, living in Florida. I couldn't do this up in Illinois. Not outside anyway. But that's the thing. When I lived in Illinois, we were always locked in our house. You went to work, you came home, went to bed, got up, went to work, come home. Same every damn day. And then when it's cold and nasty outside and there's no sun, you just don't feel like doing anything. And I drove a truck, so I would have to be out in the world. And I don't think I could do it today. I really don't. I've been considering entering back into the workforce on a part-time basis, because I've been retired since 2020. And I think about it. Oh, do you hear somebody? Dog just alerted. Oh, it's another thing about dogs. Oh, you're a Class A CDL driver. Whoa. You drive the big boys. I was just a Class B because the trucks I primarily drove were just straight trucks. The biggest straight truck I ever drove was a dual axle. I forget. I think it was like 30,000. And then I pulled a triple axle trailer behind me, which I would carry construction equipment on. So my vehicle overall was extremely long. So, but you understand if you drive, you understand. Um, are you currently driving? Well, yeah, if you have a Class B, you can't, or Class A, you can drive Class B. I did have an A for a while. I was going to go into a um, different class of driving, and then I opted out of it because I don't want to leave my wife and my kid home alone for weeks. I didn't want to be that, on the phone every night like I'm doing now to you people. Hi, how are you? How was your day? No, I wanted to be sitting at the table having dinner with my wife and my daughter. I wanted to hear about their days. I wanted to be around them. I had to do it. Well, I'm not faulting you. You got to do sometimes what you got to do. Hey man, I have driven some shitty fucking trucks in my day. Pieces of shit and jobs I freaking hated. Oh, speaking of people I do like though, everybody, this is Candy. She just popped in here. Candy, what I'm going to do for you is I am going to add you as a monitor. Yay. There you go, Candy. Now you can boot people if you want. It's because no more over the road. Yeah, I have a cousin who lives in Alabama. He was over the road, and it took a toll on him. It really did. He's in, I wouldn't say bad health, but he's not in the greatest health. He's always sick all the time. But he also, I believe, got the nasty old C-19 shot, which that's another subject you don't want to get me going on, man. I never got it. I would have quit my job before they made me get one. And at the time, I was working down here, and the company that I worked for announced that they wanted everybody. Yes, you're blue, Candy. It's blue candy. They said we had to get COVID shots, and I told myself, I'll just quit. Fuck you. I'm not getting an experimental shot. I'm not getting something put in my body. I have no idea what it does, and there's no long-term studies. Why? Why did those vaccines come out so fast, and why did they push them so freaking hard? Why? And the funny thing is most people that got them, that I know, are sick all the time. They never get better. Well, we're doing fine, Candy. We're doing absolutely great down here. Things are looking better for Lisa at her job. She's got some inside intel that things are going to be changing. Just waiting for those changes because it's real rough on her right now. Oh, what the hell? People are texting me left and right now. I get this call this morning. I love these cold call people. She calls me up. She tells me she works for Banker's Life out of Tampa. And she wants to help me set up my retirement. I said, I've been retired for 6 years now. Yeah, but you're going to be turning 65 soon, so we want to set it up differently. I said, well, how do you know what I have right now? Well, I don't. Then how do you know I want it changed? Well, when we tell you that what we have to offer, you'll change. It's like, what? Then she tried to tell me that, well, don't you remember calling us? I guess that tactic works with a lot of older people. I must have called you. What do you want? And I said, no, I never called you. She said, yeah, you did. I said, what day? And she shoots out a date. So I was lying, of course, but I sat back and I said, that's funny because that's the date that I was in Illinois. Oh, well, we must have called you on your cell phone. I left my cell phone in Florida because I didn't need it. Oh, well, oh, okay. Well, and I asked her, I said, you're cold calling me, aren't you? Well, yeah. I said, you got a list in front of you. You're going down the line. You're calling people cold, and you're trying to sell them into believing that they talk to you in some other capacity at some time or another. Well, I just ended up hanging up on her. But those are the type of people I don't understand. How do you do that for a living? How do you do that for a living? How do you call people up cold, then try to convince them that they have somehow talked to you before, and then you should talk to them some more because what they have is so much better? I think that's cold calling commission sales. Um, I just don't understand the world. It's funny when I was a kid and my dad turned 50 and 55. I remember sitting there going, this world sucks. This world is crazy. It's a bunch of bullshit, hippies, blah, blah, blah. And I used to laugh at him and say, Dad, you just don't understand the world, you know. And now here I am, 64, almost 10 years older than him at the time. And I find myself saying the same things. It's funny how we gradually turn into our parents as we get older. Oh, my son loves answering those kinds of calls. He gets very graphic with their questioning. Your son should record them and put them on YouTube. He'd probably make a killing on it. That's funny. I get nasty with them. I see how far I can push them before they hammer back on me. And sometimes they don't, and sometimes they just go, okay, I won't call you again. But yeah, I'm like your son. I'll ask him, will that cover? One lady I asked her, my new insurance policy, will that cover manual manipulation injuries of my penis? And she sat back. You could tell, you could almost hear her brain clicking, going, what? And she says to me, I'm sorry, what was that? I said, will this insurance policy cover manual manipulation of my penis? And she said, I don't know exactly what that is. I said, well, figure it out. It's a manual manipulation of a penis. And it took her like 5 minutes to figure it out. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, no, we don't even, what is that called? What do you mean, what's it called? I've told you. You think YT has ratings limits? No, I've heard people out here before that were way worse. You just bleep the shit out that they don't want to. He doesn't need any ideas. How old is he? Hell, he can make the recordings and send them to me. I'll put them out there. I don't care. They could take this channel away from me tomorrow. I wouldn't give a shit. Just start another one. I'm 25. Well, my daughter's 26. Is your son into nerdy girls? I'm just kidding. My daughter's a nerd. She is such a nerd. But she's a cute nerd. She's got the glasses and the long blonde hair, and she she was the kid in school that if the teacher forgot what the lesson plan was, she would tell him. She's that type of girl. She's a nice kid, though. She really is. I love her to death. That's a weird statement if you think about it. I love you to death. I know it means I love you till I die, but it sounds like you got something sinister planned. And that's a big Southern saying I heard all the time. I love you to death. Well, does that mean you're going to smother me? Choke me out in my sleep? He's a nerd, but he won't accept it. Why won't he accept it? Nerds are pretty cool now. My daughter hangs around with some different types of people. Is that a good way of saying it? I've only seen a few pictures of her with some of her friends from high school and all that, and most of them were people I wouldn't talk to, but yeah. You know what I have a problem with, Candy, is she's in Tampa and I'm here in Pasco, and I don't get to see her that often. So my big thing with her is I send her these little memes that say stuff like, today is Love Your Daughter Day, I miss you, or the last one I sent to her was how do you live alone with your friends knowing they're not quite as funny and cool as your dad? It's just stupid shit like that. I send her to her all the time. But she was home for Christmas, which I got to see her. And for those of you who don't know, she's not my biological daughter. She's my stepdaughter. We don't use the word step in this house. I don't like it because I'm not a step parent. I am a parent. I am not an imitation of one. I am one. And, with the help of her mom, we raised a very smart child. She's got a master's degree in criminology. She's a good kid, man. Good kid. And it's like I always tell her, you are like my biggest bragging point. And she's like, well, why? And I said, because I was the one in my family. Now, my father used to always tell me, don't have kids because you're going to fuck them up. Okay. Thanks for the encouragement, Dad. This from a man with anger issues, alcoholism, and the the ability to drop his original family and just take up a second family like the first family didn't even exist. You know? Yes, she is. Yes. But I always tell her the reason that I brag about you is because your success is my success. And she has a hard time understanding sometimes, but it's real simple. You succeeded, which means I did something right. And my phone's like, oh, I'm getting a scam call right now, but we'll just deny it because I'd rather do this. Allergies are getting bad out here, man. My dog's just alerted to the front door. Oh, I wonder if my little scammer bitch is back. That'd be really stupid. That'd be really freaking stupid. Candy, when she was in college, well, she's still there. She's working now as a faculty member. But when she was in college, starting her sophomore year, I believe it was sophomore, junior year in college, she became an RA, a residence assistant. The narc of the hallway. And I always tease her. I said, I'm glad you can do that job. I couldn't. I could not. I would have such a hard time busting somebody for stupid shit that shouldn't be busted for, But she has no problem, and she could write them people up like no big deal. And I think I did instill in her a little bit of reasonability. Think about what they're doing. Give them a chance to correct it. If they don't correct it, then write their stupid asses up because they deserve it. We've had some interesting stories from her college years. Some of the things people have said, some of the things parents have said. And by far, her freshman and sophomore years moving in, we took her, and it's a madhouse. It's just crazy. There are people everywhere. And the worst parents there that day were the ones from New York, demanding this, demanding that. Why can't my son do this? Why can't I park my trailer here? Why can't I stand here? Why can't I do this? And the funny thing is, it's a lot of those idiot New York parents that damn work gets in the way of everything, right, Donna? It gets in the way of everything. And they're so picky. They want me to do these things here for 8 hours a day. I can't handle that shit no more. I couldn't. I could not go back to driving a truck full time to save my ass. It just, I can't deal with freaking people on the road, especially down here. And it's really funny because when I'm out on my Harley, I can just zip through traffic. So, and without stating why, I have a total of 2 rearview mirrors to my credit. Oh, yes, I carry all sorts of nice little fun things in my bike. Just for if you're at home, it's not too bad. You're at home. Oh, man. I don't know if I'd want to do a job from home because I think I would end up writing myself up for being lazy. And that's pretty bad when you write yourself up and you're the only employee. Although, my last job that I had, I was driving for a recycle company. It was an independent. And, hi, Kitty, what do you want? And I was literally the only one there. He would hire these, there was a halfway house next to our building. He would hire these drug addict girls that, like typical drug addicts, they come in and they're all gung-ho. Yeah, let's do this. 5 minutes into the job, they're complaining, it's really hot in here and I don't like doing this. This is too much work. So we end up firing him. Then he'd hire some more. And I think it's because it was ease of access. Plus, it was a, what the fuck? I forgot how he had it. Hey, Mayor, how are you? How's Illinois? Nice and cold? I saw yesterday you guys had like 32 degrees or something like that. I don't miss the cold weather from Illinois. Do not miss it at all. All those mornings of getting up at 4 in the morning and walking into a cold parking lot, trying to get a goddamn diesel truck to start up because my boss was too stupid to plug the damn thing in. And I always tell him, there's a heater in there. If we had an extension cord, plug it in. It'll start easier. Finally, I just brought an extension cord from home. Started plugging it in. Oh, the truck starts every morning now? Yeah. Isn't that amazing when you keep the fucking engine block warm on a diesel? It's the thing that bothers me. People who just can't understand the basics of life. Oh, your family's there? Well, you tell them to pack up and move to Florida. Jesus Christ, somebody behind my house is hacking up a lung. I have a 6-foot privacy fence all around my backyard, so I can't see where the noises are coming from. I can only generally direction where they're coming from. Oh, Mayor, you know Donna? You know that. Or you're just being nice and saying hi. One of the two. But back to the original story I was talking about was this ding dong in Minnesota who caught lead poisoning of the brain. Where in a rational thinking human does your brain say, hit the gas, kill the federal agent? I have been pulled over by cops, and I have been so pissed off I wanted to punch the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. But I've never thought, you know what, I'm just going to hit you with my car. How? My neighbor over this way is hacking up a lung, man. Which is funny because I sit out here sometimes in the morning when it's nice out, which is wintertime, because you can't sit out in your lanai in the summer unless you have it air conditioned and closed off, because you die. You just die. You could roast the meat and these things are so hot sometimes. But it's like this little community of people who get stoned in the morning. You can hear them. There's a cough over here. There's a cough over there. There's a cough behind you. Oh, but I've never talked to any of my neighbors except for the ones in front of the house, and they've been gone for months now. So not that I don't want to talk to my neighbors. I would love to know some of my neighbors, except for I don't trust anybody anymore. And that's terrible, man. You go through life not trusting anybody. I mean, how do you do that? But I'm at that point. I don't trust a single person. When we go to these big bike meets, like the Cody River Bike Fest and stuff like that locally here, when I go there, I don't trust a single person selling anything, because you have people out here who will sell you shit that's hot as hell. They just ripped it off from Target or Walmart, and they'll sell it to you for such a bargain. And they'll tell you that, oh, I bought it for my nephew or my cousin, and it doesn't fit. No, they don't know what to do with it. Oh, and I just need my money back. I can't take it back to the store. You see a lot of that on Marketplace. We have some people out here, they will sell dog food, cat food, and she sells like 3 or 4 cases of dog food a week. And every week it's the same story. Oh, my dog died. I don't need this food anymore. Really? Does your dog die repetitively every week? Or do you just have that many dogs? And if one dog died and you have more, you should keep the food for the other dog. Or do you think that that's the food that killed the dog? I don't know. It is. living in Florida, you have to come here with the mindset that you are going to assimilate, not dominate. And I don't mean stand there and let the world run you over. Yeah, Newport robbery. Yeah, it's bad out here. I've learned in the 8 years we've been down here. I've learned a little bit of Florida street smarts. I know what people you can talk to. I know what people you can't. James Money. How you doing here, buddy? James Money. That's a very interesting name. Is your last name Money, or does it mean that like you attract money, or are you a businessman or something? Well, anyway, like I've learned the hard way. Don't engage somebody who comes up to you out of the clear blue, because what they're doing is they're sizing you up to see if you have money, to see if they can take you, to see if they can rob you. And in Florida, we have constitutional carry. We can openly carry our guns, and I do. I let it be known that I have a gun. Don't just real simple. You don't want to end up like the ding dong in Minnesota. Don't F around. Leave me alone. If I'm not bothering you, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't ask me for dimes. Don't ask me for a quarter. And we have a local, another thing I learned about Florida, never drink the tap water. Never drink the Florida tap water. It is the worst shit you've ever wanted to try. So we get our water from a filling station. You go up there, it's $2 for 5 gallons. And we just fill up 5-gallon buckets or jugs, excuse me. And the one I go to all the time, there's always this black lady who sits off at the bench, the bus stop bench. And whenever somebody comes over there, she runs right over there. It's the same spiel every time. Oh, my baby, he be in the hospital. Whoa, my baby in the hospital, and I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to get to St. Petersburg, and I could use that my phone. It's the same story. This woman has told me that her child is dying in the hospital in St. Petersburg four times. And I asked her, I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but should he have not died by now? Every time you tell me the story, he's on a breathing machine. He on kidney dialysis machine. Oh, he do all this. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then she'll ask you for $20. Too many little critters in the Florida water. Yeah. The water filtration systems down here are lacking. I won't even give tap water to my dogs because it'll screw up a dog's stomach so fast. I mean, there's been times I've had to give it to them when I haven't had any water and they needed it, but I limit their intake of that water. I always try to get the reverse osmosis water and all that. And that's why you see a lot of people down here, they put those big water filtration systems in their house, $2,000-$3,000 just to have a glass of water that tastes right. And it's weird because you can feel the water difference if you're from Illinois. Well, if you're from up north and you come down here, it takes you a while to get used to the water because the water's so hard. It damn near knocks you out when it hits you. And, and not literally, of course. It's just being jokey. But you got to get used to it. And like you do dishes, we're not rich and sophisticated people. My wife has a really cool dishwasher. I do the housework. Although she's not happy with the way I do it sometimes, but I do it. So I wash the dishes every night because she works all day. She should not have to come home and do shit if she doesn't want to. That's my philosophy on if you were in a household with two people, one is at home all day and they're financially contributing and the other one's out working all day. The one at home should be doing most of the work at the house. Just the way it is, man. I mean, granted, I'm not the best at cleaning. But it's weird because when she is home, she always wants me to put on this like little French maid outfit and walk around going, oui, oui, madame. And I'm not really sure why she wants that, but she's a weird lady. No, it's not being a good guy, Mar. It's being a normal guy. Any man who says I don't do dishes is an idiot. Because, or you know what? There's the old saying, doing chores around the house to get lucky that night from your wife is called chore play. Well, see, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as I'm doing this because I want this. I'm doing what I do around the house because I want her to come home to a clean, nice environment. Because she has been working all day. She doesn't need to hear the bullshit. She doesn't need to come in the house and smell the cat box, or the house smells stuffy or something like that. But we don't. We have one of those litter robots, so you don't have to do anything. It does everything for you, which is weird, but it's our second one. We bought the first generation one, and it was bad. It lasted for 3 years. 3 years, and then it broke. The sensors go out on them. So then we got the Litter 4? I think it's the Litter Robot 4. It's literally right there next to me in the enclosed part of the patio. But yeah, they're nice to have. If you can afford one, if you can get one, get one. Because I was born without a sense of smell. And then I ruined it even further in the 80s by ingesting substances that go up your nose, and too much of it. Of course, we did not know back in the 80s that it was going to be that bad of an experience. It just felt good. It's funny. God damn phone. Every time my phone rings, I got people calling me left and right. I don't know why. All of a sudden, the whole world wants to talk to me. Cannot figure out why. Hang on, I'm reading a message. Sorry. Oh, these idiots. I got on some list. I don't know how I got onto it. But I had a little minor career in radio, and I wanted to continue doing that. But radio's dead. I am famous? No, I'm not. We would love one. We would love one if the price ever came down. Oh, yeah, that's the problem with them. Although, Candy, I don't know if you're retired or not, but if your insurance company has the ability to give you $1,000 every once a year, like mine does, for personal aspects, you can get one through that. They'll help you. I contacted my insurance guy, and he said absolutely. And the reason they do is because the cat box it's considered a helper, because if you have a cat, you're not bending down. If you have bad back, or if you have vertigo or whatever your deal is, and you can't physically clean out a cat box, that's why the insurance companies will help you pay for one. I wish I would have known that before we bought ours. So they're a little pricey. They really are, and that's the part about it I cannot stand. Did you see the new one? It is ginormous for chunky kitties. Well, this one has here. Let me show you this one. This is ours, and I'll show you what it. There. That's ours, and it's really a nice little model. It's everything, and we've never had any problems with it. We haven't had it that long though, but I think we got it September, October, something like that. Put you guys back down here where you're comfortable. There you go. There we go. I'm sitting in like a 20-year-old office chair, because that's another thing. If you live down here, your outdoor furniture gets screwed quickly. But back to the new one for the chunky kitties. What do you mean it's ginormous? Like huge? Like 2 cats can fit in at once? Because ours only fits 1 cat at a time. Okay. I would not have cats if it weren't for my wife. Lisa loves cats. So, and the 2 we have are pretty darn cool kitty cats. They're both rescues. Here's the one. Hey, look up. Look up. See, everybody wants to see you. Everybody says, oh, look at the kitty. This is Allie. She's a very good cat. And this one is Rebel. You want to say hi, Rebel? Rebel's a cool cat. And then, of course, there's my Roddy. That's Lunar. We call her Looney Dog. Are you going to come up and say hi to everybody? And then, of course, we have Harley. It's our shepherd. And if you notice, she doesn't look like a normal shepherd. Where is she? There she is. See her coloring? She's considered what's called a blonde shepherd. Here, going outside. Go on. Oops. Keep screwing up. What, you want to say more? No? Nothing more? She's getting annoyed with me. They're good cats, though. They really are. I mean, I've had one cat in my life. That was just the most incredible cat. His name was Fleetwood. I found him when I lived in Tennessee, and I was coming back to Illinois to live again. And I thought, well, I'll just take him with me. So I literally opened the door and I said, you want to go to Illinois? And he crawled in, laid down on the passenger seat floorboard and fell asleep. He slept like that for 6 hours when I made my first stop somewhere in Kentucky at a roadside. I stopped. I got out. He jumped out. I thought, well, he's gone. So I went to the bathroom, got some snacks, sat down for a while, gathered my thoughts, went back to the car, and this damn cat was sitting on the hood of my car. And I thought, well, maybe that's a sign. So I went to the side of the door, opened it up, and said, you want to go to Illinois? Boom, jumped right back in the car, slept until I got back to my house in Illinois. I got out, I let him out. He looked around, looked at me kind of like to say, thanks for the ride, dude. Took off, didn't see him for 3 months. And 3 months later, I hear him meow at the door one day. I went up, there he is, sitting there. I was like, this cat is something else. And I had him for, oh my God, what, two or 3 years? And then I believe he was killed by a coyote, because it just never never saw him again. So I figured either a dog in the neighborhood got him or one of the wild coyotes in our area got him. Because we do have them up there in northern Illinois. Not a lot of them, but they are up there. And, oh, Jesus, my dog. I look over her, she's right in the middle of mid-squat. It's funny how dogs, you can tell their personalities. And I always found it weird, but I know why, but I always found it weird that when one dog takes a dump, the other one has to watch it. And there's a reason why. It's a wild, instinctual thing in their heads, that protection. You're most vulnerable. You're dropping a deuce. So I'm going to watch and make sure nobody tries to sneak up and bite you in the ass while you're doing it. That's my thing. I love dogs. I absolutely love dogs. I'm sorry, I missed what you said there, Candy. We have 2 doggies, Iris and Rebel. Oh, you have a Rebel too. And 3 kitties, Marion, Angel, and Sammy. Is that Sammy Banana? We have coyotes. All the feral kitties are gone. Well, I'll tell you what. If it's kitties you want, come to Florida. We feed currently 5 feral cats. And that's because my wife is a sucker for an animal in distress or in need. I mean, if we were driving down the road, and granted, I would do the same, but if we were driving down the road and she saw some dog or cat on the side of the road, oh, stop, we have to find out. And which generally means we're coming home with a 5th pet. And it's hard to find places to live in Florida if you're renting. And the reason we're renting is because the freaking housing market sucks down here right now. Because all the assholes from New York and New Jersey and Philadelphia came down here in the early 2000s and bought $1,000 for. Oh, you saw the baby possum? Yeah. Um, that baby possum now is the size of a full-grown tomcat. I mean, he grew so fast. When we still feed him, he still comes, but he's starting to come really late at night. No, we just call him Possum. Well, I should say I've called him the Possum King. And the only reason I called him the Possum King is if if you want to go look up a song by a band called the Toadies, it's called Possum King. And it is a very good song, and it tells a really, really interesting true story about a guy who is in love with a girl and he kills her. And instead of calling the cops and say I killed her, he takes her body to under a boathouse. And there's a line in the song where he says, well, you can stay under the boathouse where you'll always stay beautiful. And the guy eventually gets caught, and he got caught in real life. And it's a good song. So that's why I call him Possum King. Because if we lived in Tulsa, I'd call him the Tulsa King. This is a good show. You ever see that show? Tulsa King with Sylvester? Damn good show. We're caught up on that one now. We're currently watching Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. And I'll tell you what, man, that is the coolest character I've ever seen Billy Bob play. I love his straightforward answers. And the antagonist on the show is his ex-wife. I hate that bitch. She's a great actress because I hate her. I fucking can't stand her. Every time I see her come on screen, I just want to just punch the screen out. She plays her part very well, and I'm sure she's a wonderful person in real life, but she plays that part extremely well. But Landman, if you get a chance to watch that, that's on Paramount Plus. The yelling starts early. Usually they don't start yelling. My neighbors don't start yelling until at least noon, 1, when they wake up from their drunken stupors. But they only they're decent though. They only drink on days that end in a Y. And I got somebody over here behind my fence, so the dogs are alerting. If you have a dog, trust your dog. If that dog has a problem, investigate it, because your dog will let you know if there's something going to happen. I was lucky enough with my first Rottweiler back, 96, 97, when I had my Rottie. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I've had 3 of them now, and 2 German Shepherds. The first German Shepherd was a seeing eye dog from Leader Dogs of Michigan. Absolutely wonderful place. If you ever want to give anybody money, give it to Leader Dogs, because 90% of their money goes to the dog's care and training. And it also provides the ability for people who need to have a seeing eye animal, the affordability to stay for free at their training centers. My late wife, Linda, stayed up there for a month, where she learned how to work with the dog, how to listen to the dog, how to understand what was going on. But the funny thing is, when she came home, I went up there, I met her trainers, and the one guy looked similar to me, long hair and a beard, and his name also was Jim. My wife's seeing eye dog was so geared toward that man because he was her trainer, that when she came home to the house, she wouldn't listen to my wife. She'd only listen to me. So we had to have Leader Dog come back out and kind of tweak her up a little bit to get her to understand. And then she would lead my wife into the middle of streets, into people's yards. She was not a good dog for that purpose. But when I was lucky enough to go up to Leader Dog, I listened to their training, and I picked up a few things. And then when I came back to Illinois, I went and got a certificate for training dogs. I took, was it like 6 weeks, 7 weeks classes of training and how to train. And like the guy taught us, he said, remember, when you go to somebody's house to help them with their dog, you're not helping the dog, you're helping the human because the human doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And that is very true. It is very surprising how many people, example, you have 5 people in the house. The dog's got to go outside. One person says, you want to go outside? The other person says, you got to go pee pee. The other person says, oh no, is it that time? 5 different things. So the dog's sitting there going, first off, I don't understand English. So I have no idea what you freaking people are talking about. Then I would show them the simple little trick. You hang a bell from the door. You use one word. Our word comes from leader dog, and it's park, P-A-R-K, followed by, I can't say it real loud, time, because my dogs are so geared to that park time. If I say, she heard me. She freaking heard me. She's out in the yard. Now she's staring at me. You're already outside, dum-dum. But so I say park time. And what you do is you hang a bell. And let's say your word is outside. You go to your door. The bell's hanging there. You shake the bell a little bit and you say the word that means let's go outside and do your business. You do that about, 2 or 3 weeks. And one day you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden you hear that dog. He'll ring that bell all by himself. And that means exactly what you just trained him to do. Let me outside. I got to go to the bathroom. But a lot of people don't listen to that. I've had people, I don't charge. I've never charged a single person for helping them with their dog. I don't think it's right to charge people for something that's so simple. You're not, like I said before, you're not training the dog. You're training the human. You're training the human person how to interact with the dog. And there was a lot of things I thought I knew about dogs until I took that course. And man, just dogs are incredibly smart. They're what dogs fall into is it's called the domestication. What do they call it? Domestication something or other. But what it means is the dog has become so used to you, and you feed it and you walk it and you do all these things that it gets stupid. And it just says, well, that person's going to do this for me. All I got to do is go over and nudge them and I get food. I got to ring a bell. I go outside. So they get domesticatedly stupid, I guess you could call it. It's a weird process that happens with a dog. But a dog can also be out of the house, running free, and can survive. But when they're in the house, they're completely dependent on you. And they know that, which is interesting to me. Very interesting. Holy shit, I've been out here for almost an hour and 15 minutes? Oof, I should stop. You guys are probably getting bored. You don't need to listen to me. Go have a life. I'll talk to you all later, all right? We're going to get out of here. Got to go hit the streets, do something. So have fun, everybody. I will see you later. Bye.